Good afternoon guys, and welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to a little bit of short game today. I want to go through something that a lot of people have been asking. They've been asking about, should they get second-hand wedges? Should they get cheaper wedges? What's the best option for them to be more consistent around the green? So we're out here in Finland. We're at Finland's #1 course, which is Linna Golf, thanks to Takomo. Now, I've looked at these wedges before, and we are going to be doing a giveaway today, guys. So all you need to do is like the video and comment, well, and be a subscriber, and comment below wedge. Nice and easy, wedge.
Like a chip but fatter.
Correct. So guys, what we're going to show you today is how, yes, if you're looking for new wedges and you're wanting to get some, you don't have to instantly go to second hand. If you're just getting into the game, these wedges here are something that you could be looking at. Again, as they look down at the ball, a nice rounded leading edge. Again, chrome finish, very similar, KBS shafts, so top quality components for a cheaper wedge. And these wedges are coming at the price that will be on the screen now, and you'll see they're a little bit more affordable than buying some WEDGES, which now are looking at nearly £500 if you're looking for 3. But one of the big things you need to do is make sure they fit in with your set. So one big thing people miss out on is they're not matching them to the sets. You'll see my set back at home. So James is showing you the set of Takomo irons there. But my club's back at home. As we know, James likes to call them power bats because the pitching wedge is 44 degrees. So you need to think about what is your gap in after that. So if you are looking at getting wedges, jumping maybe to a 52 from 44 is too big of a gap. You wouldn't have anything in between and you would struggle a lot. But wedges, guys, you need to make sure they are right for your setup and then try and get somewhere potentially where you can test those. But if you can't, then you're mainly focusing on getting that suit your set. Nice little 52 in there, but a lot of people think if it's a cheaper wedge, are you going to get as much spin? Are you going to be able to control the wedges as much? And that's all down to contact. So for me with wedges, there are going to be slightly advanced grooves on something like a Vokey, but it's all about your interaction with the ball and how you're returning that club. You will generate enough spin from wedges, whether they are cheaper or more expensive. Right, I've now switched into the 56, so a similar shot here, and we're going to show you how it's all, again, how you return the loft to the ball. So here I'm going to make a little bit more of a longer motion. The flight will be different here. And you'll see that has stopped ridiculously well. Even I'm impressed with that. You see their trajectory was different. That launched a little bit higher, but we were still able to get spin. And then if I come to the club that we don't mention, the 60-degree wedge, we're going to go a little bit longer again, and the flight will be a little bit higher. So from here, and unfortunately I didn't want that to happen, but the 60 is the closest. But you can see there, 3 different wedges, we can play 3 different flights and get control depending which one suits you the best. If you are a James Robinson and you like to use a 60 and you're comfortable with a 60, we can do that, we can get spin. If you're somebody who's not as confident with your short game and you like to send it in lower, the 52 degrees there. And with these wedges, guys, they will be bringing more options out in the winter. So at the moment we have a 52, a 56 and a 60, whereas there'll be more options coming into winter of a 50, 54, 58. And that again is relating that back to how that suits your game, how that suits your set, and what you want to see from your wedges. Let's play some different shots now around the green and show how we can still get a good reaction on the green. So guys, one other thing that you want to look at when you're looking into wedges and affordable wedges is what kind of bounces they have. So depending on what golf course you play at, you've really got to think of how much bounce you want. If you're playing links golf, we're going to be looking to get less bounce. So in the bunkers, you're going to have tighter sand, firmer sand. Get yourself sat down, James. You're going to have less sand, it's going to be firmer, so we're going to need less bounce. Whereas out here we've got a lot of sand at the moment, and when we are on a course as fantastic as this, thick rough, we're going to need a lot more bounce. So those options are something you need to look at, as well as potentially looking at what kind of finish you want on your wedges. That was 52, so that came out a little bit lower. You can see if I now change that and go up to 56, it still came out of the bunker, so that is a shot that you can use. You see, it's not something that a lot of people wouldn't use a 52 in a bunker because they fear that it's going to come out too low, too hot, or not get over this ridge in front. So now got the 56, we'll see how we'll get a higher trajectory here. So a little bit higher, came out a little bit softer. And if I now change to the 60, here she is, we can now go again. Longer backswing, more loft. And a lot higher. But you see there, we can play these shots, and these wedges, although people instantly think when they go to a cheaper wedge, they're not going to work in all areas of the game. So in the bunker there, the 52 was still very versatile, has a nice leading edge, a very rounded look, and it's something that gives people a lot of confidence. So looking at these clubs, very rounded, gives us a little bit of confidence, but we still then need to be able to return the club to play those shots. So guys, it's not going to be necessarily the wedge, we still have to have a good technique. But now what we're going to do is hit a longer shot into the green, so we're going to be hitting in now from around about 100 yards and see if we can control the trajectory. So guys, we're 90 yards away now, and this is one thing we need to look at when we're choosing wedges. Can we still have the control on the flight and get the ball close from this distance? Is it going to spin? So we have got the KBS wedge shaft in there. So again, this is a premium shaft on wedges that are cost effective, like we've said. So again, from here guys, it's making sure that we're returning the club and we're making a good motion to get that desired ball flight. It's not going to be the wedges that are necessarily going to be the reason why it comes up 50 yards short. It's going to be what kind of strike. But from here I want to see how much spin we can generate. Can we get this ball to stop with the grooves with a reasonable strike? So quite a big divot there, not the best motion, and that ball ran on. But again, that's going to be a case of what kind of strike I've put on the ball. So I'm going to hit, well, I'm going to replace that divot first, and then we're going to hit another one and try and get that to launch lower. So let's try that again. Again, if we get a strike a little bit heavy, it is going to run out. So now we're going to work on making a better motion here. So much better strike. Land a down flag and stop within a yard. So there we're still able to get the flight that we desire. We still can get that ball to spin from wedges that are costing considerably less than a Vokey. So if you're looking at getting wedges, guys, like I said, make sure that you do consider what kind of set you've got, what kind of yardages you are hitting that. Go and get your wedge tested, your pitching wedge, see how far you hit that full, see how far you hit that 3/4, and then base the set around there. Also take into account what kind of golf course you are playing. Here in Finland, it's a little bit wet underfoot still, it's still early in the season, so they're going to have wedges with a little bit more bounce. You wouldn't want something with less bounce because that's going to dig and take big divots. It's going to be very inconsistent with your strike, very inconsistent getting the ball close. So you really need to take into account where you're playing, what wedges you need, what's your gapping. Think about what kind of finish you want. I know Takomo are bringing out different finishes to these wedges. We've currently got the chrome finish. They will be looking at different finishes, such as the Vokeys had oil can finishes, they had a black finish, have a raw finish, but that's something that's more suitable to the eye than difference to performance. So guys, thank you very much for watching.
I think I can get inside that.
James thinks all right. James is up now. James thinks he can get it closer than that, so we're going to give him a chance. One hit wonder. James tried his best, but he failed. So guys, thank you very much for watching. Don't forget, comment below. You need to be a subscriber. You need to like the video, and we will be giving a full set of these wedges away. So think about it, guys. Get into the comments, and I'll see you again later in the week.